When I climb aboard an airplane, I am just hoping for two things: an on-time departure, and I'd really like to get to my destination relatively unscathed. On a recent flight, the lady beside me introduced me to her little furball, a cat named Fifi. This is a dog. That's better. The best part was when the flight attendant stopped by to tell the cat owner some airplane cat rules. I'm not making this up. In the event of an emergency, an extra oxygen mask will descend from the ceiling, she said. Please affix your own mask before putting the oxygen mask on the cat. It would almost be worth crashing, I said, to see you try to put an oxygen mask on a cat. I'm surprised I wasn't arrested. Don't say such things on a plane. On another flight, the guy beside me wanted to talk. I was exhausted, but he asked me what I do, and before long he said, "You're a Christian, aren't you?" "Guilty," I said. He said, "I've had bad experiences with Christians." "Really?" I said, "Me too." He laughed for 30 seconds, and we had a 4-hour talk about life, about hard times, about hypocrites, and best of all, about Jesus. You know, not all Christians think that laughter is a good idea. Here's a letter in response to one of my books. Dear Phil, where do you read about the apostles making jokes? Jesus used parables, but never, certainly, made a joke. Signed, Esther in Ohio. Actually, I changed her name. It's really Darlene. Maybe you agree with her. But first, you need to understand that Middle Eastern culture is vastly different from ours. My books are translated into other languages, and believe me, humor is not easy to translate. Most cultures appreciate humor related to someone getting hurt. My wife does. She laughs when I hit my head. Pray for her. Haitians laugh when the story of Balaam's donkey is told. One missionary discovered in telling the story of Jesus' death that Judas was the hero. Bible humor has to do with Jewish witticisms, with ironies, with hyperboles, and with idiom. Look those up. Many of the Proverbs communicate wisdom with a wink and a smile. When Jesus said, "Why worry about the speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own?" You think people didn't chuckle? Or when he said, "Let the dead bury their dead," or when he gave his disciples nicknames, Peter the Rock, James and John he called hotheads or sons of thunder. He compared legalists to the guy who polishes the outside of his drinking cup but forgets to clean the inside, or picks a fly out of his drink, then swallows a camel. One Jewish historian says this: many of Jesus' comments would have had the audience laughing, while at the same time making a deep point. Anyone who thinks Jesus didn't laugh hasn't spent too much time hiking with 12 other guys. Furthermore, you aren't invited to as many parties as Jesus was when you look like a sour prune. He didn't attract huge crowds, which included children, by boring them to death. He told stories. I can't imagine that there wasn't a great deal of laughter at times. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche was a pastor's son. Sadly, he rejected his father's faith and became a lifelong rebel against Christianity. Nietzsche gave up on a faith not because of a lack of evidence, but in part because of joyless Christians. He wrote this of his father: "Does that thing up there ever laugh or cry? Does he ever feel anything? Does what he preach ever find itself in real human experience?" In Galatians 4:15, Paul asks the church a similar question: what has happened to all your joy? Maybe you agree, but you say, "Callaway, I love humor, but I'm not funny." Hey, that's okay. Clip a cartoon or read a funny email to the kids. Better yet, just be known for your smile, your pleasant disposition, your joy. When we began Laugh Again, our theme verse was Psalm 126:2. God freed the captives, and this is what the writer said: "Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them." Remember, there's nothing spiritual about a sour face. There's nothing godly about crankiness. May the love of Jesus be seen in our lives and on our faces. God bless you as you live with His joy today. Subscribe to Laugh Again TV. Those are lights. Subscribe to Laugh Again TV.